Let's get into some MVP talk right now as we are now halfway through the season. You can have these conversations without feeling like it's too early. Now is the stretch of when football starts to get cold, the weather starts to change, things get a little bit more difficult. I think what you see now is Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Saquon Barkley. Now, I'll make a case for each. You can make a serious case for Josh Allen to be the MVP this year, for Lamar Jackson to be the MVP this year, and my personal favorite, which we'll get to in just a minute, Saquon Barkley. You know, Lamar Jackson, I don't think he's the MVP this year. Last year, I would have voted for him. I advocated for it. I am a Lamar Jackson believer. I'm a supporter. I'm a defender. But I do think he needs to get it done this year. You can go check out that video. I did it last week when Deontay Johnson got traded to the Ravens. But the Baltimore Ravens at this point, it's a really good offensive roster. Derrick Henry is there, Deontay Johnson, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, and they have depth. Keaton Mitchell will be back soon. Rashad Bateman is looking better than he ever has for this team. And for me, then it just goes to the other level. Well, Lamar Jackson, with all the help he does have, it is hard for me to put him over the Josh Allens, to put him over guys like Saquon Barkley. If I had a ballot right now, my ballot would go Lamar Jackson, probably Saquon Barkley, Josh Allen. Josh Allen, the difference between him and Lamar Jackson right now is very plainly he's still kind of doing it on his own. James Cook has been a good real revelation. Ray Davis has been a real revelation. Amari Cooper still injured. Khalil Shakir has been a little bit of a bright spot, but outside of that, this isn't necessarily a star-studded team. I mean, just put up the resumes of the Buffalo Bills roster and of the Baltimore Ravens roster. It just feels night and day. Not to mention the Buffalo Bills defense. It's fine. It's not bad. It's not an amazing defense. It's somewhere between mediocre and good. I don't think it's completely mediocre, but I won't go as so far to say that it's very good. Pretty decent pass rush. Corners are okay, but nothing to really write home about. Josh Allen should be the MVP favorite right now because for the 15th, it feels like straight year, Josh Allen continues to carry the Buffalo Bills. Against this Miami Dolphins team, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 235 yards passing, the ability to run the ball, and the biggest complaint about Josh Allen last season to not win the MVP, which I largely bought into, was, well, he just throws too many interceptions. Well, this guy, he just has too many turnovers. Okay. So far this year, 2,000 yards passing, 2,000 yards passing, 17 touchdowns, a 73 QBR, and at this point in the season, only 2 interceptions. And I can't find his passer rating at this point, but still one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. I just want to know what the excuse is for Josh Allen now. Because last year, everyone told me, oh, he can't be the MVP, he turns the ball over too much. To now this year, he only has 2 interceptions through 9 games. And he's doing it with definitely the worst amount of weapons amongst other contenders for the NFL's MVP. He's got less weapons than Lamar Jackson. He's got less weapons than Jared Goff. And still, week in and week out, he just does nothing but produce. He's going to likely wrap up the division before any other team has wrapped up their division. And it's not like he's beating up on bad teams. Everyone told me how good the Jets were, right? And everyone told me how good the Dolphins were going to be here, right? Josh Allen should be the MVP of this team. I'm sorry. Josh Allen should be the NFL's MVP. Not just because he's doing more with less, although it is more than he's had in previous years. He has exercised the one demon everyone has said, well, you can't trust Josh Allen because he just turns it over too much. 17 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. That's what Josh Allen does, with the ability also to not only pass the ball, but run it as well. He is a all phases of the game elite NFL quarterback. And that takes me to my last point. Saquon Barkley. I'm willing to admit where I was wrong on the Philadelphia Eagles a little bit. I still think their coaching is horrendous. And I don't think they think that they're a legitimate Super Bowl team, because I think coaching matters so much in this league that I just don't see them winning a Super Bowl with Nick Sirianni. I think he's a buffoon. I think that they almost lose that game because Nick Sirianni is such an idiot. But I got to be honest. Saquon Barkley has been a home run free agency signing. He's been really good for this team. He's had the ability to add another element to this team. And it got me thinking. You can absolutely ask the question at this point if Saquon Barkley should be the MVP of the NFL. What he has done to transform this Eagles team cannot be overstated. Right now, Saquon Barkley, 925 yards, 6 touchdowns on the year, with the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. He is literally hopping over guys backwards. He's hurdling grown NFL players, professional athletes, backwards. And not only that, his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield and make life just a little bit easier on Jalen Hurts. I mean, we had the argument last year of why Christian McCaffrey should be the MVP. Why aren't we having the same conversation about Saquon Barkley? He has transformed this Eagles team, and he has thus helped elevate the play of Jalen Hurts, helped alleviate the defense so that they know the offense is going to score points thanks to him. He has won them a handful of games. And outside of one bad play where he dropped the ball against the Falcons on Monday Night Football, he has been, without a doubt, potentially the best player in the NFL. You could make an argument he has been the best player in the NFL, not just the most valuable player. And at this point in the season, if you're not buying into the Josh Allen narrative, and maybe you think that the Lamar Jackson narrative is a little bit tiresome, or you can just say he's got a lot of weapons this year, he should be this good, the Saquon Barkley narrative is right there for you to jump on. A running back hasn't won the award since Adrian Peterson, I think back in 2012. And Saquon Barkley, there has been no player in the NFL that has transformed their team more than Saquon Barkley. He's taking advantage of the elite offensive line that they have. He is alleviating pressure for Jalen Hurts. He's giving him cheap underneath throws to be able to turn nothing into something. And he's literally hurdling over players backwards, which, by the way, was the best play I've ever seen. It's better than Odell Beckham Jr.'s one-handed catch, better than anything I had ever seen in the NFL. I've never seen anything like it. I don't think I ever will again. Saquon Barkley has a real case to be this year's MVP. But as of right now, if I'm ranking them, Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Lamar Jackson. But you can make a very good case for all three of them.